the big things with my dad was be truthful and honest. That's one thing that I've really tried to pass on to them. I think there's nothing more respectable to someone that's honest and truthful to everyone around, and that's a big thing that's carried over. Well, I guess I'd like to say I tried to guide them. I didn't want to be forceful and push them, but yet, you know, sometimes you have to do that to a certain extent. And one of my big problems, one of my faults, I would say, is I tried to maybe do too much. I should have let them do a little more, or made them do a little bit more of their own decision making instead of me trying to do it for them. Sometimes you get too involved, and you learn that as you make mistakes and you go on, and as you grow older, you learn that. And I think if I've learned anything, that was one of the biggest things. I've allowed them to move on more on their own, and I kind of guide them more now and not challenge them as much as I did when they were younger. As you grow older, things change, and it was amazing as they grew older. I think some of the things that we tried to teach them actually became implemented in their lives. I mean, the teaching stage was over, and they were more trying to apply what they had learned, and they've done extremely well doing that. We all, as we said, we've all made mistakes, and we've all maybe tried a path that we had to back up and regroup, but they've all taken over and took charge and applied what they've learned, and I'm very proud of them for that. I didn't want to shelter them too much. I wanted them to be able to experience as much of life as they could while we were still together, where, you know, if they had a question or an issue, we could, you know, maybe guide them through it. So I let them experience as much as we felt we could, and still stay in bounds and know where their boundaries were at.
I mean, growing up, I always knew we could count on him. He always took care of us. I mean, I always knew that he was there for us growing up, and if I needed him, I knew he would drop everything and he would help me with whatever I needed. I knew he would. We were the most important.
We always went on family vacation every year. It always meant a lot to us to do that. It was always something to look forward to. He farmed, so we knew that he, I mean, it's a lot for him to plan that around farming, and he always made sure that he did that. That was always like our big thing for the year, during the summer, so that was very important. And
what I remember about my dad is to be honest with people, to be honest, and that was really important to him, to be an honest person, and to work hard, to not be lazy, and just to work hard, whatever you're doing. I mean, you're working for God, you need to be a hard worker.
About boys, we always talk about this. There was a rule. First of all, you couldn't have gone on a date unless they came and asked my dad's permission, and they had to be a Christian. And that was kind of hard, because I was always like, well, we're just going on a date, I'm not marrying him. However, I was the one that kind of pushed the envelope. I brought home a non-Christian boy, kind of got involved, got everybody to like him, and it ended up being quite a mess. And Dad kind of sat back and let it roll, and I ended up figuring it out on my own. There's a reason we don't do this. I ended up having to break it off, and from there on out, I learned my lesson. And I'm thankful today that all three of us have married godly men because of that.
And we never felt like our home was a place to go to.
It was safe.
Yes, it was a safe, relaxing place. It wasn't a place where we were going to be judged or constantly being told what to do. It wasn't that type of place. It was.
he loved us the way that we were,
Yeah.
no matter what.
He wasn't out to pick out all of our flaws. I mean, we all have flaws, but.
I think the biggest thing that I could say to any father, whether it be boys or girls, is they need to be involved totally in their children's lives. They need to know what they're doing. By knowing what they're doing, they kind of know what they're thinking a little bit. They've got to be involved. There's nothing that will replace time spent, and if they're involved, they'll know what their children are up against, know what they're thinking, so they can help them when they run into a struggle. And they will. It's not if, but when. And they will have a problem that they're going to need help with, and they need to be able to be involved enough that they can know where they're coming from.